Women's Rugby Pod World Cup Special 2025. We're here in sunny O'Brien on the coast. Just finished up with England, Australia, and of course we had to have representative from both camps. So of course Sue, Daisy on the far side there, and Bronnie Mac, Wallaroo, number 44, 2 World Cups, 98, 2002. Ladies, absolute pleasure to have you alongside.
Thanks, Johnnie.
No problem whatsoever. Brighton's delivered, hasn't it? As an event, Bronnie, has Brighton delivered?
Brighton has absolutely more than delivered. I think there's a little bit more to come in the après after party, but as far as getting us to this point, absolutely delivered.
You know, 30, what I think it was a 30.5k again, Daisy, down on the south coast. It's been a great couple of days all round on the coast.
Oh, it's so hard to get your head around, isn't it? 30,000 people coming to watch England and Australia play rugby, a bunch of women playing rugby on the south coast, 30,000 people. A few years back you'd never have thought it, and it's a beautiful occasion. It's so full of joy.
And I was running after sort of finding this spot to do this here, and then I ran back up to media spot, and I bumped into Lynn Campbell, and she went, Twickenham, it's going to have twice this. Isn't it?
A warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, this is a warm-up at a football ground, and again, we've got kids, we've got babies, we've got football shirts, all ages, people yawning in red dresses. Jeez, are we that bad? But look, let's get into the game. What was the final score? 47-7 to England. But the headline from the game is Australia in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
That is the headline, but I think a bigger headline in the macro view is Australia on the world stage. And let's go Australia, let's invest in these women because they are athletes, they are rugby players, they are ready for this world stage. And when we host the World Cup in Australia in
2029,
let's be a finalist.
Yeah.
Because we can and we will, but it's got to start now. And those women and what they produced today in that game, we're on the way.
Because they had to keep that deficit. We know what USA done, 16-0 against Samoa. So they knew they had to keep that deficit or get a bonus point. But they were so dogged, weren't they? Right to the final whistle.
Right till the final whistle. But what about that first half?
Yeah.
And the mongrel, the competitiveness. And it took England by surprise, I think. It sat them back a little bit. And I know we didn't score in the second half, but in that first half, it was Australia way for at least the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
England was shaken.
Yeah, I don't know if it taken them by surprise because I think they recognise what a good team Australia are and how well prepared they are and how much fire they come out with. So I don't think it taken them by surprise. They just played very, very well, didn't they, in that first 10, 15, 20 minutes, Australia. And they're very well organised, they're very strong, they had so much power, and England couldn't live with it right at the start.
And when you got players like Ellie Kildunn making mistakes, you can tell that pressure is telling.
Yeah. And I think Jo Yapp, from a coaching perspective, she understood the England style of play and the players, and she selected a team that might have been controversial for some of the Australian camp, but was on the money because she sat them back. She picked the most aggressive defenders, the most aggressive offenders that she could have, and I really think that set the tone for the game.
Jo Yapp, she's a brilliant coach, isn't she? We love you, Yappy.
We love you, Yappy.
Yeah, we love you, Yappy.
But we're happy for you to go home because you want to be there. And
you know, I mean,
she's a brilliant coach.
Players saying this week they're gutted that she's going, but what as you say, tactically she was brilliant in a Red Roses shirt. She tactically again good today, got everything right, just hugely physical, and knew mentally they had to be right on the metal to front up to England. And I've called them bullies before, and I'll say it again. Physically, that they are bullies.
And can I just say that it's not about being a bully, it's about the investment that the structure and the system is investing in the English women, and they have done for a very long time, even since my time of playing, watching the way that the English Rugby Union has supported these women. And that's why you have this crowd, that's why you have all these supporters, and that's why you have the calibre of athletes playing like that. And if Australian Rugby Union would get behind it in that way, we would see the same thing, because we have the athletes, we have the tenacity, we have the know-how and the skill, but we need the systems and the structure to invest in these women to take it to that next level. So get there.
We're clipping this up for Phil Ward, don't
Can't
worry.
argue
Sending it
with
off to
that.
Phil Ward. But I mean, Libby Andrew, who I've been sort of connected with in this World Cup, and her book, and again, she's saying the same. She's come here and it's like she's been touched by magic.
Yeah.
She can't quite believe what's going on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that is a result of that investment. All that investment, did England show that investment on the park for a 23 for you tonight, Daisy?
They won a rugby match by 40 points. In the third,
It's like a politician.
the
with that
third-
answer.
Well, yeah.
the third game of the group stage Rugby World Cup, and they won the rugby match by 40 points. So I think they did.
Absolutely, they
what
did.
what more do you want?
Yeah.
They put the performance in.
Yeah.
They got through to the quarterfinals, and they get to continue to be part of something really special. And like you both said, this is special, isn't it? This has come from years and years and years of planning, investment, yes, but planning and care and love and the
yourself.
team
Yeah.
who are putting this Rugby World Cup on. You know, they could have put a Rugby World Cup on quite well. They put on, in my view, a really beautiful Rugby World Cup that is celebrating women's rugby in the
Yeah.
best way
The
you possibly
diversity
can.
of it,
Celebrating its difference, celebrating its joy, celebrating, you know, what women's rugby's rugby, right? But there is something special in women's rugby, and it's different to men's rugby. Men's rugby is great too. We all love
And
men's
people
rugby.
are starting to say that. People
And
are
it-
starting to say, I'd rather than watch the women's game because it's more dynamic, it's more exciting than the men's game even.
But and yet they've just done it so well. Every last little touch of this Rugby World Cup, they have done so beautifully well, and we all appreciate that. That those of us who've been in this game for a really long time, who've played in front of crowds of 100, 200, 300, wherever it might be, we
Being
really
generous.
appreciate the care that's gone into putting this on.
I know you say, well, what more do you want from an England? But
Yeah, what more do you want, Johnny?
okay, well, I'm going to tell you.
40-point game.
Because they should win 40 points to go. So, you know, we've spoken about the investment and all the rest of it. And they're only going to come under pressure, proper pressure, in one or two games.
Yeah.
And 82,000 at Twickenham is going to do really weird things to your mind. So
Yeah.
tonight was the first really half-decent opposition.
Yeah.
And our first 25 minutes, in fact, pretty much for the full 80, they looked a little bit nervous and on the back foot. And there are
Yeah.
tougher challenges to come. And if you're fluffing your lines now, yes, there's more games to come, of
Yeah.
course. You know, Scotland is next in Bristol. Australia got Canada. But I just want to see a more fluid machine.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So before the game, I thought Australia by 40. Just saying.
The points would be about
47-7.
Yeah.
So it's the result that I expected, because I think a team like Australia is, I mean, they're so passionate and so strong and so good at disrupting that I wasn't expecting England to have it all their own way. But I get what you're saying completely. We want more fluidity, absolutely, and we'll get more fluidity. But it's also sort of the outcome I expected, because I have a lot of respect for Australia.
Yeah, and I think we go. Let's put it back to Australia. Who particularly impressed you tonight?
I'm always impressed by the
Back
back
row?
row.
Funny
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh,
funny
no,
that,
funny
yeah.
that, funny that,
I think
funny
they're
that.
outside centre.
It's amazing he played on the wing. Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, Piper Duck, she's just so consistent. My standout player that I think is an unleashed, or not unleashed, but untapped potential is Caitlin Leaney in the second row. But I think the whole back row combination, and I can see why Jo Yap picked what she did. I think, you know, they're a standout. We haven't seen our backs in full flight yet, but that's credit to the English women and how they shut that down. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought defence actually from the Red Rose probably tonight the strongest suit, and I just want to see Sarah Hunter smile in the coaching box. Where's the smile gone, Sunta? I'm upset by that.
Your defence coach only
Pressure.
smiles when you,
Yeah.
you nil a game, right?
Yeah.
I thought the Red Rose defence was very good. I did. I love Helena Rowland too. I thought Helena Rowland was brilliant. She came on and she's just so quietly excellent in what she does. And you lose a player like Ellie Caldwell, who is world class.
Yep.
Yes.
And then you bring Helena Rowland on.
Yeah.
You don't lose a great deal, do you?
And her COVID effect.
Yeah.
I thought she did very, very well.
And that England did suffer some injuries tonight.
Yes, they did.
Hannah Bottoman, an acute back
that's
spasm.
a big loss.
Which,
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and a couple of HIs, we don't know whether they failed or not, whatever, but precautions taken. If Hannah Bottoman's, we've got a couple of tie heads playing in loose head. I'm getting really technical now, front row stuff. They
just push, right?
yeah, no, head down and push. Yeah, right. Did you hear that? Typical backs. But yeah, look, that may be a concern for England. But they come against Scotland in the next round. They've had Scotland's number for a number of years. How do you see that one going, Daisy? Then we'll come on to Australia, Canada.
So England will fancy their chances, won't they? Dominating Scotland up front. They'll fancy their chances, but we also know that Scotland have got, when Scotland put it together, they've got some outstanding backs who are very, very hard to defend. So on the form book, of course, you'd say England, but I mean Scotland against England, it's going to be a game, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And then we go to, of course, Australia taking on Canada.
Canada, yeah.
And that's going to be, I mean, tonight was brutal. Tonight, that's going to be even more brutal in Bristol.
It'll be even more brutal because England really, as much as the Black Ferns have the skill and capability, England is the benchmark of world women's rugby. Let's say that. Canada, absolute top 3 contender. But Australia, like they did tonight, they've got nothing to lose. They've got everything to play for and nothing to lose. And Australia, like, we dig deep into our digger spirit from the Anzacs, and it's like, go to war for your friends. And they will apply the same thing that they did in that first half, and that's what we saw against England. It's like, just smash them. We scored first. I mean, no one would have predicted that. And I think the same can happen for Canada. So I think Australia's gunning for an upset, and Canada could be it. If it wasn't England today, which thankfully it wasn't, because I believe in England's validation for what they've invested in their team to continue on through.
It's hard for Australia to say, isn't it? For
England, isn't it? But I've been around this for a long time, and I really believe in that. But I believe in that Australia, and if we've got a chance of showing our rugby union officials and board and Phil Waugh that we are a force to be contended with, then we need to knock Canada off and show everyone back home, like you're showing here in your country, that this is this world game and Australia is in the mix, and we've got athletes that can compete, and let's bring the World Cup to Australia with this kind of crowd and this kind of energy, because we can and we should.
Come on!
Get this lady involved. Rugby Australia, get this lady involved. Get Bronwyn involved. Just one final question. I know you say you want to knock over Canada to really sort of send a message, but has this World Cup not getting to a quarter final from the pool? Is this how much of a success is this World Cup already?
Yeah, it's already huge. When I played in the Wallaroos, the best we could make was 5th, and we would go home and the Rugby Australia would say, we just can't invest in you because nobody's watching the sport. And they actually told me, the CEO told me that time, this is a phase that women are going through. And I'm here to tell you right now, this is not a phase that we're going through. We are here and we could be World Cup contenders. So,
is he still with us, that chap?
No, he's gone. I know.
Just a phase, that's extraordinary.
Yeah. So I think this is important times.
It really is. Look, the sun is setting. The pub is definitely cooling. So I can do a bit of catch up with these two. Bonnie Mac, thank you so much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. Daisy, as ever.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Brian. We'll be back with reaction from Ireland against New Zealand tomorrow.